Who was the first black woman pilot? And what obstacles did she have to overcome to make history? Let's find out in today's episode of Bessie Coleman was born in 1892 in Atlanta, Texas. Her family were former slaves who had been freed from a plantation owned by Coleman's great-grandfather, John. By the time Bessie was 2 years old, her family had moved to a small farm in Oklahoma. Life was not easy for the Colemans. They faced many hardships, including sharecropping on a farm owned by a white man named Ike Tyson. But despite all these difficulties, Bessie's father, George, made sure that his children received an education. He built a schoolhouse on the farm and hired teachers to come and educate the children. Bessie attended this school until she was 15 years old. When Bessie was 16, tragedy struck. Her mother died. Soon after, her father remarried, but it wasn't a happy union. Her stepmother was abusive, and one night Bessie and her siblings beat her up. As a result, George kicked Bessie out of the house. She then went to live with her brother, John, who was serving in the military. Bessie found work as a domestic servant and saved up enough money to buy a pair of roller skates. She was so good at skating that people began paying her to teach them how to skate. She taught skating lessons for several years and even performed in a skating exhibition in St. Louis. In 1911, Bessie met a man named Cecil Coleman. They married the following year and moved to Denver, Colorado. There, Bessie worked as a domestic servant by day and took night classes at a business college. The couple had 2 sons. But in 1916, Cecil was sent to prison for armed robbery. Bessie then moved back in with her father. Around this time, Bessie learned to fly. She had been inspired to take up flying after seeing a movie called The Birth of a Nation, which featured a dog flying a plane. Bessie started taking flying lessons from a man named Will Scott, who was the first black man to earn a pilot's license in Colorado. However, after only a few months, Scott died in a flying accident. Bessie then went to work for Scott's flying school as an office manager. On June 1, 1921, Bessie Coleman became the first black woman to earn a pilot's license. She earned her license in Illinois, and her certificate was signed by the Secretary of Commerce, Herbert Hoover. After getting her license, Bessie returned to Denver and opened her own flying school. She taught many students how to fly, but most of them were white men. This was because at the time, flying schools didn't cater to women or minorities. So Bessie had to start her own. She didn't receive much support from the white community, but she got help from an unexpected source, the Ku Klux Klan. That's right, the KKK actually helped Bessie get her start as a pilot. After hearing about her flying school, they offered to pay for half of a new hangar if she would agree to teach their children how to fly. Bessie accepted their offer, and the KKK built her a hangar. In return, Bessie taught the children how to fly. Unfortunately, the relationship between Bessie and the KKK soon deteriorated. The Klan had hoped that Bessie would cater to their needs exclusively, but she continued to teach students from other races. In addition, the Klan wanted Bessie to wear a uniform when she flew, but she refused. During one particularly daring stunt, Bessie flew an airplane upside down over a railroad track. She then jumped out of the plane while it was still moving forward. As she jumped, a parachute deployed, slowing her descent to the ground. To this day, nobody has ever repeated this stunt. In the early 1930s, Bessie's health began to fail. She suffered from heart problems and high blood pressure. On April 1, 1939, Bessie Coleman died of a heart attack at the age of 47. She was buried in Lincoln Cemetery in Oklahoma. Bessie Coleman's legacy lives on. She paved the way for many other black women to become pilots, and her story continues to inspire people around the world. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. You can also check out my podcast. Thanks for watching.